Hello to all of you viewers of The Pioneer. I hope you're all healthy and well. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you the most remarkable and unexpected developments of the war. Today we're going to share with you a very unusual military tactic and how it shocked the world on the ground. This latest incident involving drones, which we often encounter in the Russia-Ukraine war, was very unusual. But the most striking aspect of this incident was that Russian soldiers preferred jet skis for the attack. This very different move marks an interesting turning point in the course of the war. Why was this jet ski attack so surprising? What was the reason for the Russian soldiers' choice of these vehicles in the field? While this unusual choice caused great surprise on both the enemy and Allied fronts, the involvement of drones in this conflict took things in a completely different direction. So what does the use of jet skis mean as a military strategy? Is it a fast, agile, and unexpected form of attack? Or is it a risk taken in desperation? Let's look at the answers to these questions together. Before we get into our report, a quick reminder: the Pioneer team is definitely 100% real. None of my team members, or me for that matter, are artificial intelligence. There's no doubt that AI is extremely advanced, but it's still not as good as human beings, or us for that matter. By the way, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our daily reports and explanations. I also read all the comments you leave on our videos, so please continue to share your ideas about our content in the comment section. Tell us what content you'd like to see on the Pioneer channel. And now let us begin if you're ready. The Pioneer reports. The ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine constantly reveals the effectiveness of new generation military technologies. One of these technologies, unmanned aerial vehicles, has become one of the most important elements that have seriously changed the course of the war. In a recent video released by the Ukrainian Southern Operations Command, Russian soldiers using jet skis over the Dnipro River were neutralized by an attack by Ukrainian FPV drones. This incident has put the increasing role of unmanned aerial vehicles on the battlefield and how they are shaping the strategic dimensions of warfare back on the agenda. Since the beginning of the war, both the Ukrainian and Russian armies have made extensive use of drones. Recently, however, it has been noteworthy how skillfully and with innovative tactics Ukraine has deployed them. The low cost, high maneuverability, and ease of use of FPV unmanned aerial vehicles makes them indispensable tools of war. These drones can go beyond mere reconnaissance and carry out kamikaze-style attacks, radically changing the dynamics of conflicts on the ground. The attack on Ukrainian soldiers using jet skis stands out as the latest example of these changing dynamics. The drone attack on these soldiers moving on the banks of the Dnipro River is considered as an indicator of Ukraine's technological superiority in the field. In the video released by Ukraine, there are moments when FPV unmanned aerial vehicles approach Russian soldiers on jet skis and neutralize them. Ukrainian sources made a statement with this video as Russian soldiers on jet skis on the Dnipro River were neutralized by Ukrainian FPV unmanned aerial vehicle operators. This once again demonstrates Ukraine's success in the use of drones both on land and in the waters. At this stage of the war, unmanned aerial vehicles have become a highly effective weapon not only against stationary land targets, but also against mobile targets on water. Why Russian troops made such a move with jet skis is a controversial issue in terms of military strategy. However, the results of this attack show the effectiveness of Ukraine's drone operations, especially against mobile targets along the riverbanks. The success of drones against such targets has become an important factor limiting Russia's maneuverability. As the recent incident on the Dnipro River demonstrates, Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicles can effectively hit not only military personnel, but a wider range of targets, including armored vehicles, fixed positions, and moving watercrafts. Unmanned aerial vehicles have become one of the most important technologies enabling the Ukrainian military to gain a strategic advantage since the beginning of the war. While the protracted nature of the war has led to military attrition on both sides, Ukraine continues to gain a constant advantage on the ground through innovative tactics in the use of unmanned aerial vehicles. The low cost of FPV drones allows them to be produced and used on a large scale, and Ukraine's announcement that it could produce millions of drones every year shows how seriously Kyiv is taking this technology. While Ukraine aims to increase this production with financial support from foreign countries, the constant testing and use of new unmanned aerial vehicle models in the field is an indication of these efforts. This attack should not only be seen as part of a military campaign, but also proves once again the strategic importance of drones in the future of warfare. The impact of unmanned aerial vehicles on Russia is becoming more and more evident every day. The recent spate of unmanned aerial vehicle attacks against Russia shows that Russia is ill-prepared for such threats. The fact that even moving targets on the river can be hit so easily reveals the weaknesses in the Russian military's defense strategies against drones. Since the beginning of the war, it is clear that Ukraine has continuously improved its unmanned aerial vehicle technology and provided strong support to its troops on the ground. This latest attack, which took place on the banks of the Dnipro River, once again demonstrates how far Ukraine has progressed in the use of unmanned aerial vehicles and how skillfully it has developed this technology on the ground. Russia's attempts to develop different strategies with mobile vehicles such as jet skis can be seen as a move that shows how vulnerable they are to Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicles. In the future, the role of unmanned aerial vehicles on the battlefield is likely to increase. While Ukraine stands out with innovative tactics and a strong production capacity in the use of drones, it remains to be seen how Russia will develop a defense against these technologies. All in all, this drone attack on Russian soldiers using jet skis over the Dnipro River will go down as one of the extraordinary events of the war and firmly establishes that drones will continue to be a key element of the war. The jet ski attack on the Dnipro River once again demonstrates Ukraine's proficiency in unmanned aerial vehicle technology and their critical role on the battlefield. Successful operations against targets both on land and on water point to Ukraine's innovative tactics that are changing the course of the war. Unmanned aerial vehicles will continue to be a key element not only in today's wars, but also in those of the future. What do you think? What do you think is the biggest reason why unmanned aerial vehicles have become so effective in warfare? Is technological advances or strategic use a more important factor? How decisive are Ukraine's unmanned aerial vehicle successes for the course of the war? How can Russia respond to this situation in the long run? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about your points of view.